Hello students. Yesterday we have studied about the digital signature and what are the different schemes for the digital signature. We have studied about the RSA digital signature scheme, how to generate the signature and then how to verify the signature. So today we are going to learn about the second scheme or the second algorithm for generating the digital signature, which is called as Elgamal digital signature scheme. So what happened in the Elgamal digital scheme? It is similar to your RSA digital signature scheme. Only the steps for generating the signature and then verifying the signature will be different. Otherwise, the idea behind the Elgamal digital signature is same. That is generating the signature by the sender's private key and then verifying the signature by the sender's public key. So the first thing that this Elgamal digital signature scheme is based on, or what you can say, it is related to your Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm that you have studied, right? That is, it is based on computing the discrete logarithms. So discrete logarithms is nothing but what? Finding out the primitive root of a given prime number. And when you can say a particular number is a primitive root of any number, when you are finding out the power modulo operation, and in that if it is giving you all the integers from 1 to p minus 1, all the distinct integers from 1 to p minus 1 in some permutation, right? So we have solved already the example on the primitive root. We'll solve one more example after understanding this algorithm, after learning this algorithm. So that primitive root ka concept is used over here. And the next, that is, it uses the private key for encryption, that is signing, like I told you. And then it uses the public key for decryption, that is for verification, right? Now the next thing, we have to start understanding the algorithm. So for the first thing, for generating the digital signature, what we are going to do, we will start with selecting the global elements for that Elgamal algorithm. So that global elements are nothing but what? The prime number, one prime number that we are going to select, and another integer, that is a, which is a primitive root of q. So this first thing you have to select, means any user who want to generate the public and private key pair, they have to select these two things. Then the next thing what that user will do, it will generate his keys, right? So key means what? The private key and the public key that he is going to generate. So private key here is generated by selecting a secret key, which is represented here as XA, right? So XA, it is a random secret key that is selected by that user, okay, who is going to generate their key pair. So XA here will work as the private key of that user, and that private key is greater than 1 and less than q minus 1, whatever the prime number that you are selecting over here at the starting. Then the next, after selecting the private integer, what he can do, that user can compute their public key. So what is the formula for calculating the public key over here? YA. So YA is equal to A raised to XA mod Q. So A is what? The primitive root that you have selected in the very first step, and XA is the private integer which you have calculated over here, right? So in this way you will calculate the public key first. Now after getting the public key and the private key pair and these prime number and then the primitive root, what you will do next you will start with the actual generation of the signature. So for that reason, what you will do, first, after calculating the public and private keys, what you are going to do, for message you need to generate that signature, right? So first you need to calculate the hash of that message. So hash here represented as small m. So m is equal to h of m. So this procedure actually you are not supposed to calculate. If the example will come over here, the small m will be already given in that example, okay? So don't worry, you are not supposed to calculate this. But actually when you are applying the algorithm, you have to calculate first the digest for that message, right? And then on that message digest, the signature will be generated. So that m must be the integer which is greater than 0 and less than or equal to q minus 1, means that m will be in the range of 0 to q minus 1. So after this, next, what you need to do, that is again you have to select a temporary random variable. So that random variable, that is for signing a key. And then what you are going to do, then you are going to protect it and use it to solve the specified equation on the hash of the message, so that you are going to create the signature in the two pieces over here, right? That is S1 and S2. Why we are going to generate two signature over here? Like, it is the requirement for this Elgamal digital signature. If you can recall back and go to the Elgamal encryption, then what we are doing actually over there? There also we are generating the two cipher text, C1 and C2, if you can recall. So similar way we are using over here, what we are generating the signature into the pieces, that is S1 and S2, by selecting this random integer. Now the next step, that is the first piece that you are calculating over here, that is S1, which is called it as computing the temporary key. So S1, how you are going to calculate? S1 is equal to A raised to K mod Q. What is A over here? The primitive root that you have selected at the very first step. K is the random integer जो आप यहाँ पे select कर रहे हो, and mod Q, Q is the prime number that you have selected. After S1, you need to calculate the inverse of K. K inverse you need to find out, that is K mod Q minus 1 you need to find out over here. So K is a random integer and Q minus 1 the prime number that you have selected at the starting. And then you have to generate the second piece of signature, S2, which is generated with by using the sender's private key XA over here. So you need to remember the formula for that, that is K inverse in bracket M. ओके, द मैसेज डाइजेस्ट जो आपने यहाँ पे कैलकुलेट किया, m minus xa into s1 mod q minus 1. So it will give you your signature, that is S2, right? So in this way, what you have done over here, you have done with the signing procedure. Now what you need to do, you need to verify it. So simply हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे क्या किया? I'll just revise in quickly. So first you have selected one prime integer and then the primitive root of that prime number, that is Q and A. Then you have selected the secret integer XA. Based on that you have calculated the public key that is YA. After that the message you need to sign, you have calculated the digest के बाद में random integer लिया, then S1 first piece you will calculate, that random integer का inverse लिया, and then you are calculating the S2. So S1 and S2 is the signature that is generated finally. Now what happens at the receiver side? So any user B can verify the signature. So how he can verify the signature? By generating V1 and by generating the V2. So V1 may what he will do? See here, the formula for V1 is equal to A raised to M mod Q. What is A over here? The primitive root that you have selected, raised to M. M is the message digest that you have calculated mod Q, and then you have to generate V2 over here. So V2 is YA. See, the public key of the sender is used over here, raised to S1, and S1 raised to S2 mod Q. So YA is the public key, S1 is the signature that he has received, the first piece of signature. Then S1 raised to S2, that is again the first piece of signature raised to second piece of signature mod Q. And if you do this, if you calculate this V1 and V2, and when you can say that signature is valid, if this V1 and V2 ka value is same, if it is matched, then only you can say that the signature is valid, right? So this is a simple procedure of the Elgamal digital signature scheme, whereby generating the public and the private key pair, by generating the hash, and by using the random integer, we are generating the two pieces of the signature, and that is verified at the receiver's end. So what we will do, I think you must have understood the algorithm. इसके बाद में we'll solve one example based on this, so you will understand it more better. So that example I will solve it on the board or on the notebook, and then I will share with you. Okay. Thank you, students.